Hey SUBFURYs! So everyone loves Appa. He is a giant hay-eating fluff monster that did not deserve everything he got in Appa's lost days.
It's obvious that whoever your previous owner was, he had no idea how to handle you.
Damn you writers, that was cruel. He is Aang's oldest friend, and in the Winter Solstice Part 1 we meet Fang, and Aang immediately recognizes.
You're Avatar Roku's animal guide. Like Appa is to me.
But what does it mean to be an animal guide? Hopefully Sparrow can learn something. He's finally allowed back on the shelf after you said you've learned your lesson. Now this line has always fascinated me. I've always had this pet theory that an avatar's animal guide is something more than just a chosen animal that accompanies them on their adventures. Like Naga for Korra, Mula for Wan, Appa for Aang, and Fang for Roku. No, the way that Aang recognized Fang as Roku's animal guide said it was something more, something deeper, that this had happened before with other avatars. He jumps at the conclusion that Fang is Roku's animal guide, as if what else could he be? Interestingly, after that one episode, I couldn't find the term animal guide ever used again, though I think it's used at some point in season 1 of Korra. If you do know the episode, I would love for you to tell me down below. No, the relationship between avatar and animal guide must mean something more. Is there any indication that Fang and Roku, or Aang and Appa, or Naga and Korra share a unique, peculiar, or deeper bond than, say, Mayuki and the herbalist?
It's Miyuki's dinner. Plum Blossom is her favorite.
Or me and my cat. I would trust Mishka with my life, provided he didn't have to get up to save it. He's so lazy. He's a king, but a lazy king. So I began scouring the series to see if we were ever given anything more about animal guides. I considered whether the fact that Aang could locate Appa in the episode The Swamp indicated something of a deeper connection, but no, that was really just the Banyan Grove tree. We see Korra using it later on to connect to Jinora. Or perhaps that losing Appa was enough to trigger Aang's avatar state, but that really wasn't enough. And I was a bit stumped until I came across this one line in the episode Appa's Lost Days, where Appa meets up with Guru Patik at the Eastern Air Temple. Guru Patik then tells Appa,
"You and the Avatar's energies are mixed. You have an unbreakable bond. By reading your energy, I can sense where Aang is."
Boom! What better description of the relationship between an animal guide and their avatar can you get, right? You've got an unbreakable bond and mixed energies. And nothing like that is ever used to describe a relationship between humans and animals again. So this relationship that an avatar shares with their animal guide was beginning to look unique, like I suspected. But what does that even mean? Great question, you gold-obsessed midget. What does any of that actually mean for an animal guide? And before I continue and start saying the word spirits, yes, I do have an accent, as many of you pointed out. Maybe I should just speak an American accent for the rest of the video. No, I love you guys. You're really good spirits about it all. Spirit. Anyways, the first episode that we meet Fang actually gives us a major clue about what this relationship means. The spirit of a long dead dragon rushing towards you in the spirit world is terrifying, but it's also weirder than you realize. In Avatar lore, animals' spirits don't cross over to the spirit world when they die. It's not an afterlife. Throughout all of the Avatar's adventures, we never once meet the spirit of an animal that has crossed over to the spirit world, except for Fang. Now, don't get me wrong, we meet spirits in the form of animals like Heibai, who personifies and defends the forest outside Senlin village in the form of a panda. But Fang was the spirit of a once living animal. Heibai was never a living creature at one point. We also meet plenty of spirits that look like they are mixtures of animals, but these were never once living creatures themselves. As far as the lore is concerned, Fang is the only animal that we know A, died in the mortal world, and B, went on to live in spirit form in the spirit world. And suddenly, things were starting to make sense to me. An avatar and their animal guide share an unbreakable bond that connects the two of them on a spiritual level. In life, we see how this connects them across long distances, like how Guru Patik could sense where Aang was through Appa because their energies were mixed. And I think that's really what it means that they share an unbreakable bond. We also see the depth of this relationship that they share coming out in the episode The Avatar and the Fire Lord, where Roku, spoilers, I guess, dies. Fang could have easily just flown away. Roku even told him to. But he didn't. He died with Roku. Fang went with Roku to the spirit world because their energies were mixed. And I think that is actually part of being an animal guide. That they wouldn't want to live without one another, and that's kind of beautiful. If this theory is true, this probably means that Aang and Appa may well have died and gone to the spirit world together. Because after all, their spirits, their energies were tied to one another, like Fang was to Roku. It's true, we never see Appa when Aang appears throughout Legend of Korra, but I didn't feel that any of Aang's appearances really needed Appa to be there, so I don't feel like that really undermines the theory. But we aren't stopping there. No, we can go deeper.
The likes of which this world has never seen before.
Well, let me remind you of the phrasing that Guru Patik used.
You and the Avatar's energies are mixed.
Now, mixing energies is a curious phrase because it's actually used only one more time throughout the entire series after describing the relationship that Aang and Appa share.
The only way for me to give you the other element is to pass through your body and combine our energies.
And later that episode, Rava does exactly that and declares,
We are bonded forever.
in other words, their spirits, their energies were mixed permanently. This phrase, mixing energies, was used both times in the context of two beings becoming intimately connected, indicating to me that Rava and Wan share a similar, and I'm not saying the same, but similar relationship that an avatar and their animal guide might. They're both connected on a fundamentally spiritual level that goes beyond death, if in a slightly different way. Rava and Wan will
Be together for all of your lifetimes.
while Fang and Roku, or an avatar and their animal guide, stay connected as they die and pass on to the spirit world. I had a whole script discussing this point further, but it actually went more into why and how the avatar reincarnates more than talking about animal guides themselves. So I'll save that for another video. Would you guys like to see that? I hope you enjoyed this little discussion. My question to you, SUBFURYs, is what would be your animal guide? These can be animals from the avatar world or from ours. I would have the mighty turtle duck. Also, last video I asked you if you liked sleep or hated it, and half of you said you liked it and half of you said you hated it, but pretty much all of you said you didn't get enough. So here it is, a decree from your supreme overlord Mishka to get more sleep. Also, thank you to Iona B for pointing out that the link to the photos of Mishka wasn't working. I'm not sure why that happened, but it should be fixed now. Also, remember to get your SUBFURY art competition entries in before the 20th this month. That's the deadline. Had some amazing entries so far. And please do enter. In the meantime, come subscribe to my second channel. It's more casual, where you can get to know me and I can get to know you. And I would love for you to come follow me and join other SUBFURYs on Twitter, Wattpad, Facebook, emailing me or sending me stuff you've made at the links in the description below. Stay nerdy, SUBFURYs, and I'll see you in the future.